Dr. Randall Ortel is here with us this morning.
Good morning.
Whoa, good morning, guys. Good to have me here.
Doing your 1 minute consults. You were such a hit the last time we had you on, Doc.
Sure.
Let's just jump straight to the 1 minute consults here. We've got Samantha from Plumstead on. Good morning, Samantha.
So my son is a 7-year-old little boy. He's just in grade 1 this year. And we constantly having every day stomach cramps, stomach pains. And I'm wondering if it's sort of psychosomatic, the anxiety around the school in grade 1, or is it more physical that I should take him to, like a gastroenterologist to get him seen physically? I just don't know which direction to go into. So I'm hoping you'll be able to help with that.
Okay, cool.
Please.
Thanks for that question, Samantha. Don't go to the gastroenterologist yet. Your son won't be very happy with you getting a scope down his throat.
Sure.
So normally kids see the doctor as a boogeyman because that's what you tell the kids, if they're naughty. So look, with this stomach cramps, my approach would obviously be to make sure that there's nothing common there, like constipation, etc.
Right.
Because that's the most common problem we find with kids. They eat sweets, they don't have they don't take the fibers and those type of things. It's in a rush. It's to school. It's here. It's there. So I definitely like to rule out constipation first. And then look at whatever else I find from the history. Of course, when I see the child, there's also things like just making sure that the child gets deworming. So the road to health chart is obviously our biggest clue in this regard. Then we can go on to things like, is it psychosocial? Is there a bit of nerves? What's happening? But let's not rule out the things that occurs commonly. So I would just say, your normal doctor for now, just make sure we look at, bowel habits, how often does the boy pass stool, when is the stomach cramps exactly after feeds, etc. So I think that's obviously a history that I would go into. But with children, common things occur commonly. Is the abdomen distended by any chance?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
But he is a type 1 diabetic, recently diagnosed, and I'm thinking that could also, be an influence in the factors.
Definitely. So you see, I just fell in the first pitfall. I didn't take the whole history. But of course, with this radio show, we just want to sort of give it over it. So definitely, if he's a type 1 diabetic, of course, there's no function of the pancreas. Secreting insulin.
Right.
So, I'm not sure what the remnants are left of the pancreas, and maybe the pancreas is trying to regenerate or something. Look, I don't know the full story, but I think we've got a direction that we're going in here.
Perfect. Amazing.
Okay, but not the gastroenterologist as the first choice.
No, I won't go there.
Yeah, your general practitioner.
Okay.
We want
to.
Yeah, we want to make healthcare fun. And we want to make healthcare approachable for kids as well.
But you know what, Doc? You went straight to it. Samantha, we had a similar issue like this. And what happened was the pediatrician eventually, after like the 4th pediatrician, they said they did they was pushing on the stomach. And he said, do you know what, kids, they don't like to go to the toilet at school. And that is the issue.
Yes. That's so true.
Yeah. So it was just a big backlog happening there. It's like the N2 right now. Yeah. All right,
Straight
Sam. Hope that helps.
Thank you. Amazing. Thank you so much. I
Thanks
appreciate
so much,
it.
Cool. Cheers. We've got Decca from Tableview. Your 1 minute consult starts now. Decca, good morning.
So I'm a 36-year-old woman. I've started experiencing hot flashes. I'm just wondering if that's normal or is there anything I should worry about? What's your opinion?
Okay, cool. So look, hot flushes can be multifactorial, so we don't have the time to go into sort of everything. What is your fear? Are you thinking menopause? Because the word menopause, the word hot flushes you're mentioning, I know that's an entry ticket. Are you worried about menopause?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so let's dispel that myth first, or let's dispel that are you getting your menses regularly?
I had a hysterectomy done.
You had a what?
A hysterectomy.
A hysterectomy.
Oh, a hysterectomy. Okay. So I'm so sorry to hear that. But do you still have your ovaries on board?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that makes it quite interesting. Do you have issues with insomnia, sleeping?
I do. I think I sleep about 5 hours or so a day.
Is it? Okay. And body aches and pains?
Not really.
Constant headaches?
No.
Not really. Okay, cool.
No.
So look, it's a bit of a tricky one now because you had a hysterectomy, so you can't see a period, right? Because the
Yes.
definition for menopause is no menses for 12 consecutive months. Okay, and that's essentially because your estrogen levels goes down. Now, if you still have your ovaries on board, we assume that you still have a adequate supply of estrogen. Now, the hot flushes, which time of the day do you experience it?
It can be any time during the day, like if I've maybe like done a physical task,
Okay.
it will just start coming, and then I just have to stop.
Okay. So it's
But it does have like for like a few minutes, and then it will go away. Like I'll be fine after that.
okay, cool. So it's basically brought on by exertion. So you do something, and then you experience the hot flushes.
Yes,
So you never experience hot flushes while you're just sitting calmly.
I do as well.
Okay.
It does. It does
Okay.
happen as well.
Okay, cool. So again, look, I mean, of course, I want to ask more questions, but I mean, we're live on national radio here. So, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is hyperthyroidism, is an overactive thyroid. Because I mean, you get things like sweaty palms. Your baseline heart rate is a little bit up. Your metabolism is higher, and so forth. So, of course, I would want to examine you. I mean, there's certain clues and signs. When you look at the patient, that gives away certain diagnoses, which is obviously impaired now while I'm on the radio. But again, like commonly, I'll get the thyroid function checked. Just look at your baseline heart rate and those sort of things. I want to also highlight this because I mean part of the show is also health promotion and prevention. So these hot flushes at night, especially like in men and younger women as well, we shouldn't dispel TB because those things are very common. People might not know about it, but I mean, if you're having coughing, night sweats, loss of weight, loss of appetite, don't exclude TB. I mean, you can breathe in TB anywhere, especially if you have a poor immune system. I mean, you can still contract TB. But for now, Deka, I almost want to say my radio money is on your thyroid. So I would obviously like to investigate your thyroid function.
Well, Doc, you know what? You're an absolute breath of fresh air. I loved chatting to you today.
Yeah.
We always learn so much when you're in studio.
Sure, thanks.
And we'd love to get you on again
Okay.
for the 1-minute consults. You give invaluable comfort and peace and knowledge to people.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. And I must say thanks to the listeners because I think you mentioned it on the previous interview and people obviously jumped on it. So I'm not sure how many people really said that you must get me back. But my phone was off the hook.
Is it?
On that day, there's still people upset with me.
Yeah.
They blocked me because they say I haven't responded. I'm like 700 messages behind, and all because of your backlog. After the KFM interview.
We need to go for colonic irrigation.
The most fun, laughter, and the most music.
To make you feel great.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
KFM mornings with Darren, Shirley, and Sid. Monday to Friday.
6 to 9 a.m.